Brower College Warrnambool. Male students forced to apologise to female students for sexism. Now, when Sugar Tits first told me about this article, I thought that like specific boys had to apologise to specific girls because they were specifically sexist. But no, it turns out all boys had to apologise to all girls for sexism in general. Furious parents have hit out at a school where they say their sons were forced to stand up at an assembly and apologise on behalf of their gender. Apologise on behalf of your gender. Imagine that, being forced to apologise on behalf of your gender. Imagine being forced to apologise on behalf of your race, or your sexuality, or your fucking hair colour. This is collectivism at its worst. Now the funny thing is, you go to Brower College's website, and like most private schools, it's spattered with words like independence and individualism. By the way, I had to do some face blurring because YouTube will probably consider this harassment against kids or something. But isn't it ironic how they push these ideas, then hold a fucking assembly where all boys have to apologise to all girls for sexism in general? Ridiculous. Anyway, let's get into the article right after this quick sponsor. There's suggestions that our credit scores might be based on our internet history in the near future. The same way banks use data like income to judge credit eligibility now is how websites could use internet search history in the future. Researchers studying the relationship between finance and tech found that data from your browsing, search and purchase history could be used to decide your credit in the future. If you want to prevent this from happening to you, use the best VPN so you can keep your search history separate from your personal data. I highly recommend using VirtualShield. It's built from the ground up for privacy. That's why there's a strict no logs policy. Go to hidewithbear.com to get 50% off today, or click the link in the video description. You've got nothing to lose. Parents of male students at a school in Victoria's southwest are furious after their sons were forced to stand up at an assembly and apologise to their female classmates. Brower College in Warrnambool held an assembly on Wednesday where boys were told to stand in solidarity for female students who had experienced sexual harassment. Yeah, if I was a parent of one of these boys, I'd be outraged too. I mean, stand in solidarity is one thing, but fucking apologise? Like personally apologise for your gender? That's fucking ridiculous. I mean, are they going to make the girls apologise for like false rape accusations? After all, according to them, you don't have to be personally responsible for something to apologise for it. So any injustice, even if it's just one injustice, falls upon the shoulders of that entire gender. Outraged parents say their sons were told to apologise to the girls for offensive behaviour on behalf of their gender. The move comes after a viral petition exposed thousands of stories of sexual assault from students and former students around Australia, throwing the education sector into crisis. A Snapchat post, believed to be by a male student at the school, took aim at the assembly, saying, "Today at Brower they made every guy stand up and apologise to every girl for rape, sexual assault and so on. Guys are always the bad guys in everything these days. I'm not saying that girls do not go through shit, guys go through as much shit as girls do." Yeah, here's his actual post here. He says, "Brower is the most fucked up school you can go to. If this offends anyone, I do not care. I will personally stand by this till I die. Guys go through as much shit as girls do, even if it's mainly girls, I do not care." Yeah, I think the point is we're all individuals. You can't blame something on a gender like that. Men are not responsible for rape and sexual assault. Rapists and sexual assaulters are responsible for rape and sexual assault. Parent Danielle Shepherd said her 12-year-old son, who is in year 7 at the school, was left feeling confused following the exercise. "Wow, just wow, this is actually disgusting, Brower College. Not at all impressed that you made my son apologise for something he's never done nor considered doing," she wrote on social media. Other parents applauded the school's actions on social media, saying they supported school leaders for bringing the issue to light. "I'm glad these issues are being discussed at school and all schools should do the same," one parent said. Another parent wrote, "There's always more than one side to a story. This is just one student's take on what happened." Yeah, but it did happen though, didn't it? The school principal even apologised for it, as we're about to see. And there's a big difference between highlighting issues like this in school and making every boy apologise to every girl. There's a huge difference, come on. However, the school's principal, Jane Boyle, has apologised. Yeah, of course the principal's a woman. Saying that asking male students to stand as a symbolic gesture of apology for the behaviours of their gender in an assembly was inappropriate. Schools play an important role in the promotion of safety and respect for all students, and discussions in school around respect towards towards women and girls are a key part of this work, she said in a statement. This week at a whole school assembly, Brower College discussed the topic of respect for women and the importance of bystander behaviour and speaking up to report incidents of inappropriate behaviour. The assembly included the screening of a video message by Brisbane Boys College captain Mason Black about being proactive in stopping incidents of sexual assault and harassment. As part of this discussion, boys were asked to stand in a symbolic gesture of apology for the behaviours of their gender that have hurt or offended girls and women. Schools play an important role in the promotion of safety and respect of all students, while effectively blaming all your male students for all rape and all sexual assault/harassment doesn't seem very respectful, in my opinion. Now, discussing the importance of bystander behaviour and speaking up to report incidents of inappropriate behaviour is fair enough. I've got no problem with that. I've got a daughter of my own, and I'd like to think that when she goes to school, she's going to be in a safe environment where bad behaviour is called out and people are held responsible for their actions. That includes boys and girls. But to place collective blame for a particular type of bad behaviour on one gender is moronic and just wrong. I mean, isn't an apology an admission of guilt? Why would you force innocent people to admit guilt? And what would have happened if they didn't admit guilt? Like if one of the boys refused to stand up as a symbol of apology to all the girls, would he have been punished for not apologising? For something he didn't do? This is crazy stuff. Anyway, the principal continues. In retrospect, while well intended, we recognise that this part of the assembly was inappropriate. She said the school intended to contact parents to explain the reasons behind the assembly on Thursday, to ensure that any student who requires support is aware that this is available. Wait, so this principal admits that what she did was wrong, and she's going to contact all the parents of all the boys she made apologise to all the girls, to explain what she did was wrong and to offer support to anyone who needs it. I mean, it sounds like she acknowledges that this is pretty serious. Shouldn't she step down? Victoria's acting Premier James Merlino revealed on Sunday that teaching consent would be compulsory in all government schools from next month under an expansion of the Respectful Relationship program. The initiative previously did not explicitly direct schools to teach consent and instead focused on relationships, sexuality and safety. From term 2, the new directive will compel state schools to teach the government's Respectful Relationships training on free agreements. Respectful relationships is proven to make a real difference and is a recommendation of the Royal Commission into Family Violence, the Education Minister said in a statement on Sunday. It's a program that should be rolled out nationwide, but we have to listen to students who say they want and need a greater focus on the issue in the classroom. Well, who am I to argue with a Royal Commission? If this Respectful Relationships program is proven to do good, then so be it. But I don't understand how expanding it to teach consent is going to prevent rapists and sexual assaulters from committing rape and sexual assault. I mean, generally these people know what they're doing is wrong and they just don't give a fuck. Nobody commits rape and then argues they had no idea it was wrong. I don't know, maybe they do. Are people that fucking stupid? I just think the expansion of these programs leads to exactly what we've just seen. The guilt of a few bad people being collectively placed on the shoulders of all boys and men. And I think that's a dangerous and disrespectful way to go. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.
Recession! Recession!